Right, here we go. We are live. We're good to go. We got the live. We got the intro. Let some people get in here. Here we go. Here we go. The fam, get in here. What on? Here we go, y'all. I'm trying to figure something out real quick. I don't know how to do it. We'll figure that out next time. All right. Let some people get in the building and we'll get on with the damn live stream. Hope the quality's good. My one person that is gonna send me the input on everything is not gonna be on the live stream, so I'm not gonna know if the quality's good. What's going on, y'all? We're waiting a little bit, get the videos going. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday night. Thank you for joining me over here. We're gonna get into it here pretty soon. Let me know though, is my quality good? Is there echoing? How's the microphone sound? How's everything sounding? Let me know in the chat, please. How's everything sounding? We're gonna get started here pretty soon, y'all. What time is it? We got 6:46. Sit here and chit chat with you guys till 7 o'clock. And we'll get it started. And can I chat? I gotta sign in to chat. Damn. I don't need to chat. That's what this is for, you know what I'm saying? We got a nice sparkling water over here. Strawberry. Nice water. That's what we're doing on a Saturday night over here. Everything sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate that. We're gonna get going here pretty soon, y'all. I got 4 videos, right? We'll pick from there. We'll see what you guys want to watch first, and then we'll just let it play from there. And we're gonna have a good night, y'all. We're gonna have a good time. Just be patient with me. We're gonna get started here in about. It's 6:47. We're gonna get started at 6:50. 6:50. We're gonna start watching some videos. How's everybody doing? Where are you guys tapping in from? I'm out here in Texas, far west Texas. Beautiful day today. Where are you guys tapping in? Where's the cave fam at? Where we at? This is gonna be fun, y'all. It's my first live stream. A little nervous, ain't gonna lie. But it's like I felt like I had to perform in front of the class today. Had those anxieties, but once you get in front of the class, it's all good. So I'm feeling good now. We're gonna have some fun. But it's the first live stream, y'all. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope we can start doing maybe 3 of these a week. We'll see how we do today. Hope you guys like the content I picked. If you guys got anything you want me to watch, we're gonna stay on about an hour and a half today. See how it goes. We're gonna get into it here pretty soon, y'all. Pretty soon. I got to remember to look at the webcam. I keep looking at the laptop and the screen. I got to look. You guys are right here. Y'all are right there. That's where I got to look at the people. I've been seeing those copper videos, and they say they're good for fish tank, but fish tanks. So I got a couple fish tanks. I got 3, and but I Googled it and it says it's highly toxic to fish. So I don't even want to risk it. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I got a big 55-gallon tank, a 20-gallon tank, and a 3.5-gallon beta tank. But I see people put copper in their fish tanks. But you know how Google is, right? You get a cough, you have cancer. So I Googled is it toxic to fish? And they said it's highly toxic to fish, a toxic metal. I don't know. I don't want to test it on my little fish. Florida, what's up, y'all? Florida out here. How we doing today? We're about to get into it, y'all. We got 5 videos. I'm gonna let you guys pick the first one we're gonna watch. We're gonna get into it right now. And I found my song. This used all my videos from the day I started doing YouTube 4 years ago. This was my little background music, and I finally found it. I couldn't find it. It's only got 1,000 views, but I love this little beat, so I'm gonna start bringing it back to my YouTube channels. Videos, South Carolina. Okay. I love it. All right, you guys ready to get into it? I know I am. I got my dogs over here sitting here staring at me. Let's do it, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's pause this. We're gonna get into some videos, y'all. I got 4 videos. I got 4 videos. Let's see. Let's get it going. Here we go. We got 4 videos. We got Eddie Bravo, the GOAT, right? The one that started me with the conspiracies. We got Eddie Bravo. Everything that's going on right now in the world is linked to Epstein. We got some pyramid talk in Antarctica. This deeply concerning. This is the new stuff, y'all. And they don't want to do anything about Epstein. What you guys want to do? 1 through 4. Which one? 1 through 4. First one that leaves a comment, that's the one we're going to watch. I'm thinking about saving that deeply concerning till the end. I think that's a good one. I learned some things in that one that's kind of concerning. Which one y'all want to watch? 1 through 4. We're going to watch all of them, of course, but which one are we going to get into first? 24 viewers in here. What's up, K-Fam? How we doing? Appreciate you guys showing up. I love it. I think we're just going to start at the top. What do you guys think? Eddie Bravo, everything that's going on right now is in the world linked to Jeffrey Epstein. Let's get into it. Let's just start from the top. Let it play. Let's have some fun. Interact in the chat. I'm going to be answering your guys' questions or whatever. Chit-chatting with you guys. Let's get into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Got to start this over.
There's a list that's out. Who knows if it's fake? I don't know. It could be a fake list. Who knows? But Chris Tucker's on that list, and they asked Chris Tucker on a podcast, "What's up with you being on the list?" He didn't do what Jimmy Kimmel said. Jimmy Kimmel said it's a fake list. Who cares what that list says? It's fake.
Right.
Chris Tucker goes, "Yeah, I did go on that flight, but we went to Africa, and I went with a bunch of diplomats. I didn't know who this fucking Epstein guy was." Like Chris Tucker says, like, "I had no idea. We were on this plane. We were going to Africa, do some diplomatic shit, and turns out he's a pedophile. I didn't know."
Well, they definitely got people connected to him by using famous people.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
So, my point was, Chris Tucker basically confirmed that the list was like legit because he's on it.
Right. There's this dude that was inviting me to this conference once, and he was like, "Kanye West is going to be there." I'm like, "Oh, Kanye West is going to be there." Next thing you know, you're there, right?
Yes.
And if you don't know who's there, and some dude, this was just a conference, it was like a tech conference. And they wanted me to come and talk about like the influence of social media and podcasting and shit. I was like, I talk about that all the time.
Joe almost got caught. Joe almost got caught, y'all.
To lure me by saying that some famous dude I know is going to be there. So if you hear like, "Oh my God, Richard Dawkins is going to be there,"
you think it's safe?
Yeah, all these famous people are going to be there. World leaders are going to be there.
Would you guys go like before you knew all this stuff that happened? Right, I'm in the reaction world. I don't think I would go because I'm so antisocial that I wouldn't even want to be around a bunch of people at a conference. But like Eddie Bravo makes a good point coming up about he used to be like wanting to be a rock star. Check it out.
Stephen Hawking was a freak. He used to go to strip clubs.
Really?
Yeah, because he could feel, but he couldn't move. You know who told me about that? Eric Weinstein. Weinstein told me about that back in the day. He would go to like swingers clubs. And he would lay there, and they all gyrate on him. Because it probably felt good, and he can't move, but he could feel. He had Lou Gehrig's disease, so his body just.
Their dicks still get hard though.
I bet. I mean, he's not stupid. He's smart as shit. He just can't move.
It's crazy because why, like, to go to the effort to black.
You're always ready for bed.
Well,
like, you know, easy that would be if like you really want to blackmail
I don't know if that's
a dude.
what they were doing.
He had a bunch of handlers though.
But you know what I'm saying? How easy the guy's in a wheelchair, he can't even move.
Yeah, but you got to
could
think
put him
of
in
it
any
as,
situation,
right?
And what is he gonna do? Say stop. Like we're gonna wheel you in. You're on this island now. Like
Now you have to think of it in terms of a
You're kind of screwed with that.
What is the picture? If you have esteemed scientists, Nobel laureates,
Volume.
scholars, all these different.
Volume too loud or is it too low? Let's raise it up a little bit.
World leaders,
How's that?
bankers, famous singers, famous actors, they're all there. So that's the way you get people to do it. You invite people to this immense, lavish celebration that with intellectual world leaders, geniuses. And you think, well, how could it be bad if all these geniuses are there?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're doing yayo, and you got some girl from some Eastern Bloc country that's rubbing your and you don't know.
Oh,
she's
yeah, hit those
16,
likes,
and
y'all.
she
Hit
takes you in
those
a
likes.
room, and
Thank
the
you
room's
for
full
that.
of cameras. That's what they do.
blackmail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
That's
think
what it's all about.
we're probably facing the effects of that right now. I bet there's decisions that were made. There's influence that got moved around. There's people that support a certain narrative because they were on that list.
Wasn't
to
that what I was saying all day today?
Has to be.
I think everything that's going on right now in the world
Oh, here he goes.
is linked to Jeffrey Epstein. That's what I think. I think
Everything?
I think everything, man.
Maui?
Trump shit, everything.
Everything.
UFOs?
Who's connected? Who, like I don't know.
Gaza?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
look,
All of it. All of it.
since I met you, we've discussed UFOs. UFOs have been around. They've been talking about them since Jesus left Chicago.
Right.
But the last 3 fucking years, everybody's seen fucking UFOs.
Yeah.
How about that Miami shit? Come
Miami.
on. Come on, dog.
The
Miami shit
people
was
who
Come on,
did coke
dog.
for 40 years.
Yeah.
That's what you saw. You didn't see no fucking aliens.
You're always
But
talking about
that's
coke.
what they're selling all over. Now people from the Navy,
It's a distraction.
all of a sudden, all these pilots.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going here and they were
it's so
driving
fake.
right next to me,
Yeah,
waving
it's
at
so
me.
fake.
Really? And now you decide to fucking tell me.
This is what I think.
Tell me.
There's a lot of important people that were on that list, right?
Right.
A lot from all over the world.
Right.
Politics,
Music,
Hollywood, music,
actors.
You saw it. The list is out, dog. No ass right there.
physicists.
Chris Tucker
Yeah.
pretty much said it was real.
Yep.
Not that everybody on the list did shit. Who knows? It would be easy to, like you said, drag. Like if in the 90s,
She breaks it down right here.
or in
Check
the
this out.
2000s,
This is true.
If people would have liked my music and I would have had a record deal, thank God nobody liked it.
And somebody said,
And somebody
hey,
said,
you want to come
let's
to the island?
Let's go to an island, dog. There's a billionaire. He's got a bunch of bitches that we're gonna party. I think I would have went, dog. You know what I mean? Then you go.
That's
You
true.
go.
And you're
right?
talking to a
you
scientist.
Go, and then you're like, dude, people brought their kids. You're like, no, dude, those are the bitches. Like, oh shit,
No,
I'd be on a
wait a
fucking
minute, wait a minute,
kayak,
wait a
dog. I'd be on a fucking
That's
kayak.
crazy.
Well, where's Miami, dog? Listen, how far
That
is
made me
Florida?
laugh.
What do you think? Is, what do you think? What do you think
these-
this UFO thing is? What do you think the UFO
I
thing
think
is?
okay,
all
no.
of a
The
sudden-
But I'm
point
asking
is
Joey,
no,
I
no.
wanna
This
say-
is the point.
okay,
This is the
okay,
point. My
okay.
point is, the people that are on the list would rather, like, if they had a choice, you want to go to jail for this shit as a pedophile, or would you rather have World War III? Would you rather have fucking civil war? Would you rather have a fake alien invasion where the world changes, like the whole world changes right away? Where would you go? Would you rather go to Guantanamo Bay? Would you rather go to prison, or would you rather have World War III, Mad Max, alien invasion? That's what I think. World War III would save them. Alien invasion would save them, and a civil war will save them. So they want all that shit, dog.
Anarchy.
They want all that. They want complete chaos so they don't go to jail. That's what I think.
I don't like that the list only released 300 people. A lot more than 300 people on that fucking island. And I think they took the bottom hat. Like
Was there
Chris,
really 300 people on that list?
I don't know. That's what
I don't
heard.
know if the
Pulled it out of his
official list
ass.
has been released, has it?
Yeah. No. Who knows? The
No,
list could be fake.
no.
The list could be fake.
They're
But
just releasing a
Hey, I don't even know about the list. Like, it looks like the same thing that's been out for a while. Like, people have been making lists. And I don't really see a lot of content on it. That's what's weird. Like the basic videos that y'all see that I post and stuff, but there's nothing really in depth with all the paperwork that's come out.
The list, but they're still covering up the fucking.
But Chris Tucker, he basically said he didn't deny it. He said, yeah,
right. He
was
said
just
he flew
saying
with Jeffrey Epstein to Africa, but he didn't say he went to the island.
Exactly.
I think the people that went to the island, that's where things get real weird.
No, but you could go to the island and not know either.
And he also had a place in Manhattan. He was famous for having big parties at this house in Manhattan that he got from the guy who owned Victoria's Secret.
The most expensive mansion.
Guy gave him this
$75 million mansion.
There was other guys that were like these big hedge fund guys that gave him like $100 million. Gave it to him.
And they can't track why.
Yeah.
Nobody knows why he was so powerful.
He did
and
a
then
great
also
job
Trump's on the list,
money.
but Trump was like, "Nah, we hitched a ride to Trump Towers."
What you got to look
Atlantic
into,
City.
what you got to look into is Ghislaine Maxwell was his partner, but Ghislaine Maxwell's father, or what the fuck, Ghislaine?
Yeah, Shannon, hit the thumbs up.
Look into her father, Robert Maxwell.
Yeah,
all the answers are right there.
Because he was a spy. Yeah,
he comes up in this Tetris movie that came out recently, which is pretty interesting.
Dude,
what
is it? Look into her father.
Hold on, what?
There's a movie on like Apple TV about like how Tetris was made.
I heard about this Tetris. I got to write that in my notes for tomorrow's video. Go a little deep on TikTok on that. He had a lot to do with Tetris.
The game?
It's kind of a fun
It's supposed to be a
documentary,
really
but
good
like
movie.
they cut to this guy that's running half of the shit, and it's Robert Maxwell. That's who he is. He's this guy that controls all sorts of shit in England. He's the broker between these Russians and whoever the fuck controlled Tetris. It was very strange. But
look
this was
into
like
that.
the 80s.
All right, I'm gonna look into it.
Joe he's a skeptic now because I think he's got so much influence and power. You know, you gotta be careful when you're at the top of the game like that. Like he just got a $200 million contract. But if you watch his older video or his older podcast, like the 1 through 100, he goes deep on some stuff and he knows a lot, but he plays it off a lot. But he's really gonna look into it. All right, let's see. Let's get into the next one, y'all. What do we got? Let's see how the K-Fam's doing real quick. Let's see. Let's chit-chat for a little bit. How we doing? Hope everyone's out there having a good day. It's a beautiful, beautiful time to be alive. I'm loving it. Honestly, was nervous to go live, but, you know, it's like the first day of work. How's your first day of work? Nervous as hell, anxiety, you're messing up, you're stumbling over words, you're clicking on wrong videos, you're showing your stream key, right? That's what happens the first day of work. But after a while, it becomes secondary nature, right? All right, let's get into the next one, y'all. We are going to get into some pyramid talk. Now, I get a lot of mixed reviews on this guy. I like him. I love Sean Ryan's podcast.
He said that we have a new enemy that can fly from pole to pole with extreme speed. He said that...
You know what I like about Sean Ryan's podcast? He came out and said, like, I don't know if I'm going to get a copyright strike or anything on these videos I'm posting, but I know Sean Ryan said, you can use my videos, you can react to them all you want because I want the word to be spread. That's why I like Sean Ryan's podcast. He's got a good podcast, a lot of military vets. If you guys were into it, I would love to get into some military stories, some SEAL Team 6, some Green Berets, stuff like that. I'm fascinated. Love reading the books, love all that.
We have a new enemy that can fly from pole to pole with extreme speed.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
Like that? Something took over his plane, and these two UFO-type craft, circular craft, flying saucers came. I think it's linked. I think there's a remnant of an ancient civilization in there.
It is. Bad for your health.
In 1954, Admiral Byrd quoted, Antarctica in the future would become the most important place in the world for science.
Mm-hmm.
Rockefeller was a big patron of Byrd's expeditions to the north.
He said that
I got to get used to that, y'all. Got to get used to that.
We have a new enemy that can fly from pole to pole with extreme speed. Why would he make a statement like that? Something took over his plane.
I'm just going to leave it on this screen except for the beginning and end.
Two UFO-type craft, circular craft, flying saucers came. I think it's linked. I think there's a remnant of an ancient civilization in there.
In 1954, Admiral Byrd quoted, Antarctica in the future would become the most important place in the world for science.
What y'all sipping on? Anybody sipping on anything? Alcohol, sparkling water like me, some water, some tea. We got some nice sparkling water over here. Y'all always got to have a sparkling water. I love it. What's up, y'all? What's up? How we doing? We're at it. First live stream of 2024. I'm loving the feedback, y'all. We got 64 people in here. Y'all hit those thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Helps the algorithm grow. There we go, y'all. Yeah, he is on TikTok. I've been seeing him a lot. And he made it on this this is a big podcast right here. Coffee. I love it. I had too much coffee this morning. I drink like 4 cups. Coffee really slows me down. I want to get disciplined because I don't drink alcohol no more, right? So my coffee is kind of it's kind of like a Friday night after work type of drink for me in the mornings. So I can sit there and just drink 4 cups of coffee on a Saturday like I did today and kill 3 hours. So I want to get disciplined and just drink like 2 cups and I'm out the door getting everything I need to get done because I can seriously sit there all day and drink coffee. I love coffee. All right, y'all, let's get back into the video. Let's get it. Here we go.
Science. Rockefeller was a big patron of Byrd's expeditions to the North Pole and the South Pole. Why do you think Admiral Byrd and the Rockefellers were so much more interested in Antarctica, the South Pole, rather than the North Pole?
I don't drink much tea either. I tried.
He had been to both. He had been to the North Pole in the 1920s, and he had seen that. But there is a situation that began to happen during World War II, where
I hit my 3 years. February 13th. I hit 3 years, no alcohol.
Built the base down there.
Good job, man. Good job.
And they were like,
it's not easy.
Why in the world would they go to this desolate place? What's down there that they would want to go and go through the harsh weather and risk everything, risk even their lives to be down there and build a base? So he decided to fly down there. Now, there's an incredible story that was in Admiral Byrd's diary that was found by his kids, where he said he flew into an area that opened up at Antarctica, and he went into an area where it was lush and tropical almost. And as he got into this area, this is according to his own diary, people can look this up, something took over his plane, and these 2 UFO-type craft, circular craft, flying saucers came, and it took over his craft, and it guided him in to this area where they landed. And then they took him to meet somebody that he calls in his diary, the Master. Pretty interesting story.
Yeah.
And according to this account, the Nazis had gotten help to create these craft called the Hanabu. They had 4 versions of this craft, these circular disc craft, from these people down there. But the guy, this Master, told him that they were wary of the nuclear bombs that had just been utilized, dropped the nuke on Japan and so forth, and they were wary of our experimentation with nuclear devices and wars because they're sharing this planet as well. Pretty interesting story. And so, all of a sudden, Admiral Byrd's going down there with a fleet, not just a small fleet. He took over 3,000 people with him. This was a huge expedition. It was a military expedition. When he got down there, they had a situation where some of these flying objects were attacking some of their ships and actually destroyed some of them. Sent him back home packing with his tail between his legs. This is one of the top admirals, literally the top admiral in the world at the time for the United States military. And he said that we have a new enemy that can fly from pole to pole with extreme speed. Why would he make a statement like that? And then all of a sudden, these Nazi, they are rumored to have these craft, which some of the designs have been found, called Hanabu. And these Hanabu craft had the capability of utilizing a couple different forms of propulsion. One was jets, so they can take off vertically. They had little jets that would thrust and take off vertically, but then from there they can shoot off horizontally. Well, they were using a device that was spinning in the center of the craft, and what it appears to be is they began to copy technology from the ancient Indian Vedas, because Hitler was sending his people all around the world to get knowledge on ancient technology. That's how they found these people in Antarctica. He even sent people to Tibet, Nazis to Tibet, to talk to the people in Tibet to find out about this ancient technology. He found out about Vimanas And these people supposedly in Antarctica helped him develop a couple of them, where they use a ferrofluid vortex engine. A ferrofluid is a liquid metal like mercury. And in the ancient Indian Vedas, if you take mercury and rotate it at a high rotation, a high RPM, and electrify it, you get something called anti-gravity.
Yeah,
so
I've heard a lot
he
of
was
mixed
utilizing
reactions
something
about
that
this
had
dude.
rotating discs underneath these round craft, according to eyewitness accounts, and also the schematics that were discovered during the collapse of Nazi Germany. And it's pretty interesting that I think besides the uranium that's down there in Antarctica, which obviously you know what uranium's used for, right? Nuclear power plants and also nuclear weapons. There's mountains. Admiral Byrd said there were mountains of coal with no ice caps. No ice caps, his exact words. And I can give you a copy to this video. His own mouth is saying, no ice. Mountains of coal that can satisfy the world's need for coal for a very, very, very long time. Also, there's plutonium down there. Again, so uranium and plutonium, we know that if you have a high level of plutonium and uranium, it's one of the easier elements that you can separate the atoms. You can split atoms very easily, which makes it high use for weaponry and also power plants. So that's why the government wanted access down there. That's why the Germans wanted access down there. And that's why after Germany fell, we had Project Paperclip, where we took all the scientists from Germany that had learned all this wisdom and knowledge, and we brought them to America. People think Project Paperclip was just a small number of Nazis. We took over 2,000 Nazis with us and brought them to America and put them in positions of power over technology companies, the CIA, the space program at NASA, and so forth and so on. And we began to develop these technologies. So in a weird kind of way, America became the Fourth Reich, to be honest with you. And I know that they were developing at the time the Hanabu number 4, which supposedly Hitler never got killed. He escaped in Hanabu number 4 to Argentina, which is very, very close to where? Antarctica. If you look at Google Sky right now on the computer and look down on Antarctica, you'll find bases from, research bases from every major country in the world there. And you'll also find the Rockefeller Foundation base as well. So Admiral Byrd was right. All the technology and research is the #1 place in the world for technology research is right down there in Antarctica. I believe that as the ice is melting, they're finding remnants of an ancient civilization. We know that Antarctica was not a frozen tundra for 12 million years, like mainstream science says 12 million years to build up all this ice. No, that's not accurate. We know this because of the Perry-Reese map. The Perry-Reese map shows Antarctica what it looked like without ice on it, and that's not even that old. So we know that Antarctica shifted into that spot. How? Because we know that Antarctica is surrounded by tectonic plates. And so that landmass was on a plate that slipped and there was something called a pole shift of the crust of the Earth, which shifted it from a more habitable climate into the...
What do you guys think? I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this dude. I liked him on this podcast, but I really do think there was an ancient civilization over there, right? They're finding all that in the rainforest now that they're starting to chop up the rainforest. They're starting to find a lot of crazy things that the jungle just ate up. So I'm sure that snow ate up a lot of stuff over there. Wouldn't that be a trip if there's a bunch of pyramids and a bunch of artifacts over there? Let's go see what's cracking with the chat. Everything in moderation. Yes. Thank you, Sir Dunks, a lot. It needed to be done. It needed to be done for me. Now, when I go out with people, I encourage, like, get you a drink. Like, it doesn't bother me if somebody drinks. I like a non-alcohol beer now. That's what got me to be able to become not drinking, right? Was the non-alcohol beers. But now, I just drink these. I don't drink non-alcohol beers like I used to. I used to, probably drink a little bit too much. And I always thought, I always said, like, why, if I'm gonna drink non-alcohol beer and get the calories, I'm gonna get the buzz, right? But they really did change the game. I guess when it's time, it's time. Yeah, I heard a lot of things, Shanna, about this dude. A lot of the comments were hit and miss with them. I need to find some videos. We gotta, maybe throughout the week I'll start putting some polls out. Tell you guys, leave some comments of some, clips for when we go live that we can watch. Let's get back in with the video.
Position it is now, and that's why the animals that are being uncovered from the ice were flash frozen with undigested food in their stomachs. And there's an entire advanced civilization there, including some of the largest pyramids on Earth, right in Antarctica.
That's what I wanted to get to. So apparently the pyramids down there
He's like, that's what I wanted to get to. All that other nonsense. This is what I wanted to get
are
to.
they're a lot bigger than the ones in
super
in
megalithic.
Egypt.
Like they make the one at Giza, the Great Pyramid, look like a buggy, a dune buggy. I mean, these things are super massive.
Do you know anything about them?
No, there's not a lot. There's only a couple things we know. Like one of the pyramids is 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers at the base.
Wow.
Okay. The height is just, it's massive. It's way up there. Like, it's in the thousands of feet. But also, one former military person that was a source for Linda Moulton Howe. This was on a documentary she was in. She said that source told her, after going down there for research, I guess in private security, that it was still emitting some type of exotic energy, which is pretty interesting because that was the second time I heard a statement like that. The first time was on a documentary that came on Discovery Channel about the Bermuda Triangle when they found those pyramids off the coast of Cuba down there, right? Which is clearly scanned. Everybody knows that they exist. But this guy was taking he would get off the boat and take like a dinghy out to float to the center area. And he said the same thing. Some type of exotic energy was draining his batteries on his cameras. He had to try 3 times to get this thing recorded properly. He said exotic energy.
Appreciate that, Sir Dunks.
And what's interesting is if you take a perfect line and draw it from the tip of the Bermuda Triangle, the center of the Bermuda Triangle, straight through the Earth, you come out at the Yonaguni Pyramid at the Dragon's Triangle in Japan, which is also rumored to have disappearances and exotic energy and all this other crazy stuff. So in some way, these pyramid structures around the world are all linked with potentially portals of some type or energetic portals.
Interesting. Just some facts about Antarctica. It's 5 million square miles. 99% of it is covered with ice. It's the highest, driest, and coldest continent on Earth. Record negative 130 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the fifth largest continent, twice the size of Australia. 70% of the planet's fresh water comes from Antarctica. There are rivers and lakes underneath the ice. Mm-hmm. The difference between the North and South Pole, the North Pole ice, the North Pole is ice over water, and it's 10,000 feet deep into the ocean. Mm. The South Pole is ice over land and is 10,000 feet high. That's the center of the plateau. Yeah. And then goes on to talk about the pyramid structures. Yeah. We also signed a treaty, the Antarctica Treaty. Do you know about this?
Yeah, that treaty was to allow peaceful collaboration of research and science down there, no war zone. Yeah. You can actually go down there. There's a guy who's got a new show on my TV network his name is Brad Olson. It's called The Secrets of Antarctica. He went down there, and so we're documenting the whole thing. He went down there, he pulled up on the research facilities. He had to get approval to come on land. They wouldn't let him inside of the facilities, but he did get a chance to go down there. So people who say it's impenetrable and no human being no civilian can get there, that's actually not true. You actually can. It's very expensive and it's very taxing on the body, but you can get down there. And so it's pretty interesting. So that'll be coming out soon. But there's an opening next to these research facilities. And this is why I believe they made this treaty, this sharing of information treaty or whatever. There's a 30-meter wide opening there. You can see it on the Google Sky thing. And what's interesting, on Google Earth, I'm sorry. And when you look at it, like, what's in there? Now, why are they over here? And why are they so close to this gigantic opening? What's in there? And I think the answer is whatever Admiral Byrd came across, or whatever they're coming across, I think it's linked. I think there's a remnant of an ancient civilization in there that possibly is still there, and they're in communication with them, in my opinion. Another thing that backs this up, I took a remote viewing course with Major Ed Dames Project Stargate, former CIA, United States. And his project was for remote viewing. So I took a course with him several years. He was my actual teacher, my direct teacher. It wasn't like I was under some other people that worked with him. No, he was my direct teacher. There's pictures of me with this man. And he told me that there's beings that have easy and free access to come and go as they please from Antarctica. And at one of these classes, class was over. It was like a 10-hour class. We were just sitting around talking, having a casual conversation. He told me a few other things, but that was one of the things that kind of stood out. And he says they come and go as they please because nobody can stop them. And another interesting thing, Buzz Aldrin went down there a few years back.
Who's that?
Buzz Aldrin, he was the first man to walk on the moon.
Okay.
And he went down there to Antarctica, and he made a tweet which got screenshotted and saved by thousands of people, thankfully, before it got deleted the next day. He said that the people down here that were meeting were facing the ultimate evil or something to that effect. And the tweet is still available. I can look up the original tweet. And then a day or two later, they had it deleted and said, oh, he just had a heart attack. We had to rush him home. He's sick.
Hey, everybody, I'm Sean Ryan.
Buzz
Click
Aldrin.
here
What
to
you guys think
subscribe
about
to the
Buzz
Sean
Aldrin?
Ryan Show YouTube channel.
He's a little out there. All right, I think we're going to switch it up. We're going to get into a little bit of current events with something. You know what I need you guys to do for me? I need y'all, since we got some people in the chat, we got 98 viewers in here. I love it. Love it. I thought I was going to get like 5 viewers. Love it. Appreciate you guys. But let me know some topics for tomorrow's video. Some that I can look up on TikTok and go down the rabbit hole. Let me know in the comments. How we doing? How we doing? 98 viewers. I love it. I love to see it, y'all. I appreciate you guys. You got a nice, good chat, good conversations going. I love to see it. Saturday night. I love it. All right, this one right here. We're going to get into deeply concerning. This is from the Valuetainment PBD podcast. Anybody like that PBD? I love PBD podcasts because they're talking more, real estate, business, politics, war, all that stuff. We're going to get into this one. Your Earth theory. Yeah, once we get off, because I make notes throughout the week on my phone of topics. So I'm going to go through these comments later. And topic of pyramids. I love me some pyramids. Sounds scary or true. Micro. Yeah, I'm going to get into all those. And that's what we're going to start doing. We go live. I'm thinking about starting to go live 3 days a week, maybe. And do these type of lives, right? Watch some YouTube clips. I'll start leaving some polls, the day before or the day of that we're going to be going live. And, get some requests from you guys, some clips you guys want to see instead of just the ones I watch, because it might be boring. I don't know if you guys are liking what I'm watching, but this is just what I like to watch on a daily basis, right? Let's get into this. We got 2 more videos. What are we in? We're at 38 minutes. We might find a couple more videos. It's going good. Stream's going good. We might watch a couple more videos. Let's get into this one. This is a good conversation right here. I love these guys.
Just happened literally 5 minutes ago. Okay. Jury finds Trump must pay $83.3 million.
What? Oh my God.
To Jean
The crazy
Carroll.
girl?
Yeah.
That's
Which
unbelievable.
one was E.G. Carroll?
Yeah.
The one with Anderson Cooper?
That's
That's
your
right,
link.
that's
Perfect.
right.
Thank you.
Weird lady
Thank you,
raped
Sid.
me
Can
with
you
the-
pull up that clip?
No way.
First,
dude.
let's read the story first, Rob, and then we'll go and pull
What
up the
the
clip.
hell is going
So
on?
can you go closer to the story so we can actually... Okay, so Trump last verdict, absolutely ridiculous. President Trump on Friday blasted
It's
the
loud
verdict,
enough.
reached by jury ordering him to pay her $83.3 million in defamation damages and said he would appeal the decision. Trump posted this on Truth Social. Absolutely ridiculous. I fully disagree with both verdicts and will be appealing this whole Biden-directed witch hunt
A Twitch streamer.
focused on me.
Oh,
and
let
the
me move.
Republican
Speaking of
Party.
Twitch
Our
streamer.
legal system is out of control
Move
and
this
being
over here.
used as a political weapon. They have taken away all First Amendment rights. This is not America. Is there anything else below it, Rob, or that's it?
That's it for right now.
I think that's
Go back to a different story. Let's see if a different story is saying something else. Zoom in on some of those. Let's see who that is. Okay, that's what? That's WAPO.
Watch it, yeah.
Federal court, 2000.
Can you guys hear these dogs back here? Or they're not, oh, the mic's not picking them up.
Former president supporters. Most of the award involved $65 million in punitive damages after jury concluded that Trump acted spitefully and want only towards Carol after she accused him sexually assaulting her in 1990s. Jurors also awarded a combined $18.3 million in compensatory damages. Trump won the Republican presidential primary in New Hampshire earlier this week. He also already won the Iowa caucus. Can you pull up the clip with her and Anderson Cooper?
Yeah.
You're probably going to find it easier on Twitter if you have it. You mean to tell me this woman that said this to Anderson Cooper?
Look at this clip. This is the girl that just won. What was it? 80-something million. Just look at the mindset.
Cooper. Which Anderson Cooper himself
had to go to commercial.
Didn't believe what she had
not
to
all
say.
there.
They just paid her 80. Play this clip.
Hey.
I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
What?
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
What a crazy bitch.
It's freaking him out.
She's the lady from,
That's who just won $83 million.
Tom, what do you think?
For a rape accusation. Look what she just said.
A couple things in the headline here, but it says 18.3 in compensatory damages, 65 in punitive. So the punitive is like the bonus on top, which means extreme. That the jury found that it was done with extreme intent.
Like the setup. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Compensatory damages, it says, what she said is Trump said bad things about me, and then all of his people jumped on the bandwagon, which were ignited by Trump, and they have been hammering my character. I deserve compensation. And the jury said, yep, you're going to get 18.3 in compensation. And on top of it, we think that it was so bad that the ex-president should be also hit with an extra punitive. Now, punitive is, punish. So it's not just compensation, it's punitive. You add them together, it's 83. So when you hear Trump saying we will appeal both decisions, that's what he's talking about. There's two decisions in one here. However, the operative phrase here is he will appeal both. Most things like this go forward to at least 2 rounds of appeal, and it takes years. But it is nonetheless not a good thing that the verdict came out like this.
Here's some insight from The Guardian.
So nobody's writing a check today.
Yeah.
Here's the details. The Manhattan federal court decision comes less than 1 year after E. Jean Carroll won $5 million already in her sexual abuse and defamation trial against the ex-president, Trump. The sum stems from Carroll's rape claim against the president in a June 2019 New York Magazine article. The publication ran an excerpt for her then forthcoming book. Here's the name of the book. What Do We Need Men For? A Modest Proposal. Interesting. What do we need men for?
Behave, guys.
In that excerpt, Carol said that Trump raped her inside a dressing room in a Manhattan department store around 19.
Yeah, my mic doesn't pick it up. I don't know what happened to my mic. I don't know if you guys remember, I used to snap before my videos, if anyone ever caught that, but it doesn't pick that up no more. It doesn't pick up these dogs, but one of my dogs is quiet when he plays. The girl is very loud and growls and barks when she plays, and I'm trying to keep a cool head for you guys.
1996.
I'll get him on the stream before we get out of here for you guys.
A dressing room in 1996. The tenor of Trump's denial, saying that, for example, that she lied and was a political operative, became the subject of her 2019 defamation suit against him. Here's the details. At the time,
all of U.S. politics are kind of. Where are you from, Sib? Kind of like a talk show for us. For us too, man. This trips us out too.
1996, and that's what's going on here. So, for me, we've seen many of these similar playbooks. Whether it's Trump, whether it's Tate, whether it's Russell Brand,
a soap opera.
This is their playbook. And when you write a book like "What Do We Need Men For," and that's not a fiction book, it goes to like, what is her motive here? What is her absolute
exactly
motive?
What her motive is.
Yeah.
And it's, by the way, notice how it's believe all women as long as it's coming from it's a Democrat and the person's a Republican. Because, by the way, what about all the, because if this could happen here, notice how it doesn't happen for the other side. Bill Clinton, Juanita Broderick, lie detector test, testimony, raped me, almost bit my lip off, dodges raindrops. But this, every single
Dodges
thing with
raindrops.
Trump, bro, is all political. And by the way, all you have to do is accusations. That's all you need, Tom.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
it.
I like the, I don't like this. I find great irony in the reviews. A work of comic genius, says the New Yorker.
Awesome.
Says darkly humorous and deadly serious, says the Washington Post. And my favorite, somehow hilarious in a way that only E. Jean could have written, Oprah Magazine. So this individual, apparently in the courtroom to a certain jurors here, has come across credible enough that this decision could come down. But no checks are being written today, and this has got to go to appeal.
It's a great news story for the left. That's exactly what it is, and that's why they're pushing it, and they're having her do this. It's just
to me, this is deeply concerning to think that somebody can accuse you of doing something from 1996 and get $83.3 million. Do you know how many women are sitting around saying, ching, 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 ching? Fantastic. Perfect opportunity for me to do something. Let me go accuse XYZ. How many people are going to be targeted? Now what do you do?
Yeah, and here's the thing, 1996, where's the proof? Can you prove it? Or it's just, no, I just said it, and it happened. Is there footage? Are there cameras? 1996, I'm almost positive there's no footage. It's her word against his word, and they're going towards her. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely
there's no
ridiculous.
such thing as coincidences
you don't think
with
there's gonna
all
be a
this.
sign? I mean, we saw the thing with Johnny Depp and what's her face, Amber Heard. That's one win for the guys. This is the majority is going to be is women, because all she has to do is say that he did it, but the fact that you have money, it's over.
Rob, can you roll back to the top of right here, what you got here? So I believe, hang on here. She is a serial accuser, because remember, she also accused Les Moonves of sexually assaulting her in the mid-90s.
She's done this before.
CBS, the former executive director.
Yeah, so two. At
I'll
the
start
time
pausing.
she's going after this two.
I'll start pausing it. I don't want to talk too much, but I'll start pausing it because sometimes I like to chit chat with y'all.
Very.
Thank you guys. I
wealthy
appreciate. Look,
media
I'm already
executive.
messing up. I appreciate all the input. You guys are, I'm learning what works for you guys because I want this to be a good experience for all y'all.
Wow.
Do you see some breadcrumbs?
Yeah. By the way, who don't?
What happened in
need
that
to-
Les Moonves
Exactly.
trial?
I'm searching. Yeah, what happened with that? I'm really curious.
Les Moonves was the biggest name in media in the, in the
by the way,
80s and 90s, by the way.
Like, listen, I'm not saying that.
Well,
guys
he went to
don't-
court and was also
Guys don't.
lost a
I'm not
couple of
saying
years.
guys don't rape, but Donald Trump and him, with all the money and all the stature, they're out there raping women. I don't believe it. Sorry, I don't believe all women. That's just me.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I know there's some women that do, false accuse, right? But there's some people in power with money that they're used to getting told yes, right? And then the second they get told no, they don't like that, right? Does something to their ego. They've been getting told yes for so long that they got money from women, from whatever, right? They've been getting told yes. So I don't agree with them on that because, when people get power and they're used to all these people that say yes to them, the second you say no to them, triggers something. You know what I mean? Change the future. Phone died, but we still in here. All right. Get that charger out. What's going on out here? You know what? Mandela effect? I need to get into some Mandela effect. I know what it is, but I never really did some videos on it. We're going to get into that. Once this stream's over, I'm going to go through all these comments and make some notes, and hopefully I have 2 or 3 videos, because I'm going to be honest, sometimes on TikTok, it's hard to find, good content, right? I don't want to put out a bunch of nonsense. I try to put out, some good stuff, so it gets hard sometimes, but now that we're going live, we're going to start, I'm going to start putting some polls out. Why I didn't think of that before, ask the people, what do you guys want to watch? And, yeah, so Amanda Parker, I appreciate you. Thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Y'all are the best, man. You guys. Don't. Yeah, we're going to get into some, I got a lot of ideas here I'm seeing from you guys. I appreciate that. Awesome. I love it. All right, let's finish this. This is a longer clip, y'all. This is a longer clip.
Either.
Yeah.
By the way, here was Trump's statement.
Wow, the sparkling water, man.
They asked the court, did you ever instruct anyone to hurt Miss Carroll in your statements? He said, no, I just want to defend myself, my family, and frankly, the presidency, Donald Trump. Carroll's team objected again. Kaplan, who is the lawyer, deemed that everything after no be stricken from the statement. So jurors were ordered to disregard the statement. In total, Trump's direct and cross testimony lasted about 2 or 3 minutes. So Trump took the stand today.
You got the, of course, you got, and I heard his.
Is there any clip?
Thank you, no name.
No clips.
Here it is, Les Movies. She has a habit of claiming that she's been accosted in very
random places.
Les Moonves was in a hotel elevator.
Oh, give me a break, dude.
That's what it says. That's what she accused him.
Look at her. Look at her. Look at
You
her.
mean to tell me some of the most richest and most powerful men in the world are just rolling up on you in an elevator and just doing all sorts of
Or a
weird stuff?
department store,
Or a department store
where you
changing
could
room.
scream.
Right, where you could scream. And anyone who's ever been to a changing room knows that there's 4 feet away, there's somebody that says, yes, you have 4 articles of clothing, 5 articles of clothing, 2 articles of... It doesn't add up to me.
And 5 people standing in the hall saying, honey, how does this look?
Yeah, exactly. Correct.
Unbelievable.
I want to know more details here. So we're seeing this as breaking news. This happened 5 minutes ago, PBD. But on the surface, it just seems so
What's very interesting about the
shady.
settlement, it's not about the rape itself. It's about him defaming her and ruining her credibility as an advice columnist.
Yes.
You're telling me this woman, so if you're suffering damages from being defamed, right, you have to prove that you are going to lose that money in the future. You're telling me this woman, as a 70-year-old advice journalist, was going to make $83.3 million over the course of her career?
18.3. Not even that.
By the way, that is probably the most important point, because he's not even convicted of rape. He's convicted of denying the rape and then saying, don't believe this witch.
Yeah.
And now, because she's been called a liar and a witch, she deserves $65 million in what? Punitive damages. So if he actually was guilty.
This is how crazy it is. This guy right here, he's hardcore lean lefting, right? Most of the other ones are right wing leaning. This dude's like he leans more towards the left. So when he says this is crazy, it's really crazy. Disease X. I got on my last video, I did a little bit of that. We'll get into a little bit more. The new Earth frequency. We own in all that. Tomorrow's video is going to be a good one, y'all.
Of the rape charges, okay, that's one thing. But he didn't do it. That's not what he is exactly being accused of. So they're basically accusing him of defending himself, saying, no, this bitch lying.
Yep. Didn't Vince McMahon just get in trouble
that's
for
a whole
something
nother
like this,
story,
dude?
buddy.
Pat?
Why would you bring that
Didn't
up?
Vince? I mean, it's what? It's the same.
No.
Was that bad? McMahon just getting.
Just because how they reacted, we're going to look into some Vince McMahon too, because the way they all the vibe was up here, and when he brought up Vince McMahon, I don't know why he brought that up. We're going to check it out.
In trouble
that's a
for
whole
something
nother
like this,
story,
dude?
buddy.
Pat?
Why would you bring that
Didn't
up?
Vince? I mean, it's what? It's the same.
No.
Was that bad?
No, I mean,
No, I'm looking at this. I'm not talking to you.
Which story are you on, Tom?
You want to check that out? What happened with Vince
go back
McMahon?
there, and what I was just
I was more a WCW guy
and I was
than
reading that, and I'm going,
Raw.
and Judge Lewis Kaplan ruled even before the trial that Trump in fact defamed Carroll. I'm like, I really want to see what happens under appeal. Because
Who is Judge Lewis Kaplan? Go to Judge Lewis Kaplan.
he's the judge in this court case.
I know. I want to know who he is.
Oh, yeah.
Who is Judge Lewis Kaplan?
And I'm
What's his
like-
background?
Yeah, and I'm like,
his first picture. No, go back. Go back. Zoom in. Look at that.
He
You
looks
trust
happy.
that guy?
Yeah, he looks happy.
Holy shit. That's like a.
I trust him.
You know who that looks like? That looks like the Penguin from the last Batman played for Colin Farrell.
Yes.
But
that
maybe
dude was creepy.
it's not really him. Maybe it's a guy that's playing him. So who is he? Let's look at his track
Australia.
record. Go to his
Welcome.
Wikipedia. Lewis Kaplan.
Harvard.
over on the right.
It's a beautiful thing. I can be all the way in Texas, reaching Australia, right? It's pretty cool. It's a trip, y'all. Like 81 people in here. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all 81 of you guys. I was honestly expecting 5 if I was lucky. Because I used to stream on Twitch. Like someone brought up in the chat, you look like a Twitch streamer. I tried it. I'm not really a video game guy. I like Halo, but I can't sit there for 6 hours and play Halo. I can't. Unless I'm playing with a group of people. But if I'm playing by myself, I can play 2 or 3 games and I start playing bad. But so I got the origins of streaming, y'all. I watched the GOATs, the Dr. D's, all of them. Quebec is cold. Ooh, it was a nice day out here in Texas today. Sunny. It was a little chill. I don't want to say it was chilly because it was like 58 degrees, which is probably nice in most of the country and the world right now. But it felt good. It's been windy and raining the past, few days, so it was nice to have some sunshine out there. I've seen it too. Shit smiled, but a lot of people all the way to Texas. Texas, yep. These dogs they're still going at it. I'm glad you guys can't hear them because I'd have to throw them out and shut the door. Because my girl is very obnoxious when she plays.
And scroll up a little tiny bit. He's in Southern District of New York, University of Rochester, and then Harvard University law degree.
And he's appointed by Bill Clinton.
Really?
Yeah, right.
Trump's the biggest opposition, right?
Appointed by Bill Clinton.
Weird.
The judge.
Now, if I appoint you, you're just going to go easy on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you kidding me? So Trump gets accused and is paying 83.3. How much has Clinton? So
0.
Wow.
Great find, PBD. Great
what
find.
What a nugget.
Wow.
What a nugget.
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
How
Crazy.
much of this you think Trump's going to
The
end
game.
up having to pay?
I think this is going to go to appeal.
I mean, you watch these shows about politicians. I haven't seen the one on Netflix with Kevin Spacey, but I know like when I used to watch The Wire, they'd have a little segment of the mayor of Baltimore and just how shady they are, how deep they go, just the cutthroat, and that's politicians. It's crazy. '58's chilly. Yeah, the sun was nice today. Alberta. All right. I love me some forest and some trees and some mountains. That's my dream, right? That's where I want to move not pretty soon, within the next couple of years, because I'm a trail runner. I love running the trails, and where I'm at now, the only mountain in the whole little city is probably a good 30-40 minute drive. That's too far to go every day to run, right? I used to have in Arizona, my mountains were 5 minutes away, so I'd be out there every day. If I'm not running, I'm hiking. So that's where I want to go. I don't know about Alberta though. Y'all live with the elements. You guys got the wildlife out there. So I can deal with the little black bear, right? Coyote. But when you start getting in them grizzly bears, I don't know about that. The scariest theory. I mean, you got to think that 9/11 was an inside job. Killed 3,000 of their own people. If it was, right? If. Allegedly. That's scary, right? They sacrificed over 3,000 people for their agenda. That's pretty scary when you think about it, right? All right, Shannon, I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping in. See y'all on the next one. We'll be live again. I think that's probably, if it was, right? If it was an inside job, which it kind of leans that way. But
and
what about y'all? What do y'all guys think is the scariest
we're going to see things about
theory?
Suppressed statements and testimony, how they parse it all down. And I think we're going to see things about the size of
Could this end up at the Supreme Court?
No, look, if you study this is what you're going to find. A lot of very big awards happen at the first.
Oh my God! Check this out. Watch this here, Tom. Watch this here, Tom. I'm
Check
so
this
sorry to
out.
interrupt.
Check this out, y'all. This is how sick they are.
Go lower. Go lower. Go lower. Go lower. Go lower. Go up a little bit. Right there. Hang on. Right there. You will not even believe what I just found. Look at the case you worked on. Look for all the way in the bottom of miscellaneous, second line. 2021, 2022. Kaplan was presiding judge on matter relating towards Virginia Giuffre and Prince Andrew. Click on that on section. Watch what happens. What happens to the case. Click on that's the one. Click right there. Zoom in and just go to the top. Yeah. Jennifer and Andrew reached. The case was dismissed by the party stipulation in March 2022 without going to trial.
Prince Andrew.
So let me get this straight. This case, read the top. Federal Court, Virginia. You know who Virginia Giuffre? I mean, we just talked about her, right?
Traffic girl
That's
from
right.
Epstein Island.
From Epstein Island, second son of for sexual assault under court. Several sexual encounters with Andrew in the early 2000s at the age of 17
guys,
after being
there.
sex
Come on,
trafficked
get out,
by
bro.
American financier and convicted by sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. dismissed without going to trial. Yet Trump's $83.3 million.
Wow. What a freaking find.
Great find.
That is insane. All you gotta do is dig a little bit.
They got some splaining to do.
83 million.
Look, the big ones you hear about. The big ones you hear about is when asbestos kept getting worse, and they ran out of appeals before the U.S. Supreme Court, and all of a sudden they're settling and they're writing checks. And the same thing happened with cigarettes. You can appeal this, and you got to go all the way through the appeals before checks get written.
Simulation.
Trump's going to appeal this, and you're going to have.
That simulation's crazy too. That's scary to think of. I've only flown once, and it was from Phoenix to LA, so 30-minute flight, right? We spent more time on the ground than we did in the air. But when you're up there, it does look like a computer grid, right? All the lights, because I flew at night, so it did look like a damn computer grid. That's what I saw and I wasn't really even into the simulation stuff back then. That was a while ago, like in 2015. And yeah. See, this is crazy though, that the same judge that's doing that Trump trial let Prince Harry or whoever, I think Henry or Harry, whatever, one of them, right? Let him go. Don't even got to go to trial. That's crazy.
Have like multiple angles under appeal. Just you have the original case, but guess what? Also, you have was the punitive damages fair or excessive? Was the actual compensatory damages fair or excessive? Was the plaintiff, correct in the procedurals that they were granted by the court? Was the defendant, correctly handled in the procedurals by the report? Appeals on this usually end up they can settle going forward.
But let me tell you, that's not even the point, Tom. The point here, what we just found, just by the way, by simply checking who he is, what cases he worked on, you dismiss a case of a guy accused of raping a 17-year-old girl multiple times, but you believe a girl who thinks rape is viewed as sexy, and Anderson Cooper goes to commercial because he thinks she's delusional, but you say yes to that, and then you're appointed by Clinton. I'm sorry, man. This is American Gangster. Connect the dots.
For real.
And you see where the motive is. And there is that famous line in the movie. What is that movie with a great actor who I love, who played in American History X? What's his name? Edward Norton. He's playing that movie Primal Fear with Richard Gere, and you hear that video when they play the video and they're sitting, that VHS drop off.
Is that red Tesla? Is that still in space floating? I brought that up in a video not too long ago. There's some fog on the window though. Is that thing still out there going around the Earth? That thing looked fake as hell. That thing looked like I made that cardboard car and had my own little studio.
And they played a clip, and it's the pastor, them having sex, and the other lawyer says, motive, there's motive. The motive is linked to Clinton, to Epstein, protecting the enemy, protecting the bad guy, and going after the good guy. This is why America doesn't trust you. By the way, Kamala Harris said something the other day. She said she's worried. You found this video. Have you given it to him or not yet?
I gave it to him.
The video, watch what she says. She says this, folks. This is how weird this is. This is a great find by Vinny. If you can find this clip, Rob, that Vinny sent. Vinny, tell us what the context behind it is.
By the way, and this is when you need to listen to Kamala, because she's not cackling. Okay, these are
let's watch
rare.
it first. Let's watch it first.
She's not cackling like a hyena. Listen.
Make it bigger. There you go. Go for it.
November of 2024, binary. And on the other side, you've got someone who has said that if he were back in office, he would weaponize the Department of Justice. Someone who has
look on her
openly
face.
applauded insurrectionists as patriots. Look. Who has said that they will
probably given to
go
her by
after
the
their
news
political
interviewer.
enemies.
Look at the fourth point.
And applauds dictators, indicating that he would be one. So let's be really clear about what's at stake. And then, yes, of course, there is then a desire that let's get out there because we can't lose
I have a
this
dream to use the
democracy.
DOJ against him, but say
can't.
that he's going to do it to us.
She said literally every single thing that the Biden administration is doing for the past 4 years. And the fact you got to always pay attention when she's not laughing like a freaking moron. She's like really trying to hit it home. It's like are people dumb? Are you guys believing this absolute cackling hyena with zero? She's the worst, one of the worst vice presidents, along with the worst presidents in the history of this country. And nobody says anything. It's unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable.
Rob, what's the Kamala Harris approval ratings at this point? I think it's even worse than Biden's. And Biden's is, I think, hovering below 40% at this point.
Moron.
Rob, can you find that? Yeah, her approval rating is 37%. It's worse than Trump's ever been or
what really
Biden.
pisses me off, Adam? That 37%. Who the hell are they? Who are you?
They're
brainwashed.
The
just
DEI
morons.
Dems. Vinny, it ceases to amaze me how you still don't understand that half the country is Democrat and half the country
One
is
day at a time, baby. That's all you can
That's
do.
not you're missing the point. What I'm saying is, I get that part. My point is,
That's the only thing we got control over. Everything else, can't control it, right? Can't control the red lights you get. Can't control the way this person treats you. Can't control none of that. You can just control your day to day. You control what you control.
how dumb do you have to be? Like,
Appreciate the love.
Great job. At what point?
I wouldn't say dumb. I would just say fixed to your side and not willing to change. So
I think it's called.
But here's
dumb.
what I will say:
they're dumb.
And I took some heat over this from the first time around. I said I'm not really worried about Biden not making it through his first term. Byron Udell, you buddy. By the way, you're gonna owe me some money when he finishes his first time. But I am genuinely worried about Biden finishing his second term. And you know the whole fear of Kamala Harris is gonna be president. That wasn't something that concerned me in 2020. That is a major concern in 2024. Major concern.
Can I ask you a question though? Why is it a concern to you if right now you're seeing that Joe Biden, this isn't a joke, I'm not being funny, I'm being dead serious. He makes zero decisions. If you could look at Joe Biden right now and say that he actually goes, all right guys, come in here like Trump, like a boss, absolutely not. So what would it change? Because whoever they are, every time he says they, Rob, they told me this, it's going to be the same they telling her dumb ass to say the same shit. He can't even speak English anymore.
Well, let's just hope that it's not her making
No, but
the
what does
decision.
it matter to you, Adam? At least she could laugh and talk. Look
Bingo,
Go ahead.
Adam. Bingo. It's not her writing these cards.
Yeah.
It's not her making the
Yeah,
decision.
it's they.
It's not they. It is the Biden administration that are carrying the party line, and we've seen it over and over again. If you really need to get out from under something, what do? You accuse the other side of what you're already doing. And she's reading off 3x5 cards or other notes stating he wants to weaponize the Department of Justice. That is exactly what they've done. We have evidence of that. We can see it. And so this to me is not surprising. And I don't find her to be a capable vice president by performance or by, qualifications. But I step aside from picking on any of her personality traits. I don't need to.
Can we for a moment take a break
Tell
from
him,
all
Tom.
this divisiveness and
Tell him.
appreciate one of the greatest quotes of all time that will forever be written about and quoted by some of the greatest philosophers and leaders forever.
Okay.
Right here. Listen to what the president said. Life-changing quote. Guys,
he
whatever
got
you do,
it.
put everything down.
Okay. I was with them
because
for a
you're
second.
going to recite this quote to your kids tonight, probably to your wife, to your friend. Maybe this week when you're preparing for your Monday speech at your employees and you're trying to say something to move them.
So excited.
That's funny, y'all. Sib, that's funny. You guys look at American politics as a sitcom and late night television. That's funny to hear, how the outside sees us, right? Fighting each other. That's got to be crazy. If that's not how it is, where you're from or, how most of the world is so divided. And, I've never been out of the country, so I don't know. All I know is this. This is it. This is all I know. This is how I think the world is. Not no more that I'm older and wiser, right? Now I can put two and two together and be like, most people don't live like that. Hear from people that actually travel. But that's funny that you say this is like a sitcom. Cracked me up. That's funny.
Going to use this quote. Go ahead and play this, Rob.
We'll teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
No.
They're all clapping and cheering.
Listen, for even my Democratic friends out there, he did not speak English on that.
If it's okay with you, can we please? Because
can we listen to that in
To me,
slow
it was
motion?
clear what he said.
You want to listen to that in slow
Wait,
motion?
tell me you guys that I understood fully what
Can we
he
do
said.
that in half speed?
For me, I Have a Dream just went to second
Can I
place.
say one thing? Can we hear it one more time and understand this? Nobody knows what he said, but the audience, look at how brainwashed. They're
cheered.
just like, we love it. Play that again.
But can we please do it at 0.5 or 0.75?
What are you doing?
Yeah, Rob, slow it down a little bit. Yeah, it's perfect.
We'll teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
By
the way,
Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
We have one that
that
might
mean?
even be better. Rob, will you find Biden at the brewery yesterday? You're already
you
there.
already
The
have
brewery?
this?
Oh, you know,
Brew here. It's
this a real clip?
Brew beer. It is
30 hours ago.
Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes.
I didn't know he was at a brewery because I watched these clips before I put them up here, and I was like thinking, he sounds drunk, but he's at a brewery. Shit, maybe he was buzzing. Okay, Biden, shit. It's one thing you can do good. Got a little buzz going.
I wonder why.
They're laughing. What are you laughing at, bro? I want that audience when I do stand up. They laugh at anything.
You have any idea what he just said? And by the way, all of his advisors are on the right, and he walks to the left and starts milling around the brewing equipment.
What's wrong with that?
Bro,
Maybe he's going for a walk by himself to kind of reflect and reminisce of what it used to be, you know.
You know
Leave Tom alone, man.
that
Always picking on Tom. Hey, get out of there.
grandfather that you have
Get
that
out.
you never know what he's gonna say. It might be like you always like on eggshells, like with Blinken. Remember when Blinken was in the audience and they're like,
Oh, he said,
"No, do you
he said,
think she is a
she's a dictator?
Well, he is. Blinken was like, "Oh shit!
Jesus, I told you not.
Oh,
to say
Grandpa
that.
Joe,
Yeah,
what are you
I mean, look, he's a
doing?"
gaff machine. There's no denying that
He's the
whatsoever.
worst.
He's the GOAT, though, guys. One day you're going to be quoting him, and you'll see. He's the GOAT. We have to give him the proper respect that he deserves.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire...
And that was a good one. Injustice, Pierce, would hesitate. So that's about all I can do with him talking. But you got to, right? I want to hear what they're saying, right? Because people I talk to that are left leaning, I'm in the middle, y'all. I'll call out the right, I'll call out the left. If they did something right, they did something right. That's how you got to be, right? You can't be one sided. But I just see so much that the left does wrong. And people that are one sided, it's on both sides, right and left. Both of them can do no wrong, right? But I'm like, how do you support that? I don't understand. Like, you think that's right? That's not right. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. But all I got to say is I registered to vote. I'm 33 years old. First time ever I'm going to vote. I got to make a change, damn it. You want the change, you got to be the change. You got to get your ass out there and put your vote in. I guess that just means I'm getting old, right? Because back in the day, I didn't care about this. I was not watching this stuff. But now that I'm older, I guess that's what it is. All right, we got one more video, y'all.
They don't
one more video.
They don't want to do.
We got Joe Rogan. I love some Joe Rogan, y'all. I love some PBD podcast, Joe Rogan, Sean Ryan. But on my next live, I don't know when it's going to be. I don't want to tell you guys it's going to be this day, and it's not that day. But I put out YouTube videos Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'm thinking of going live. I don't know if I'm going to go live every Saturday. I wasn't doing nothing today, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go live. But I love it. We have some good, we got some good feedback from it. So, you know, we're going to keep going live. We're going to do more. We're going to do multiple a week. I'll say that. And I'll make sure the day I'm going live, because it'll always be in the evening because I work in the morning. So I'll be sure to let you guys know early in the morning on a post. Hey, we're going live at so-and-so time. Here, leave some video recommendations in the comment that you guys want to watch from YouTube. And we'll do it like that. With the Nora. Oh, I remember I seen that with amputee. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy how he's running, even though he's not really running it. I'm sure he's got people telling him what to say and all that, but still, he's the face, right? And It's just not all there. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right, let's get into this last one. Have the outro. Been live for an hour and 14 minutes, y'all. It's going quick. Time flies when you're having fun. Appreciate you, K fam. Again, let me say thank you guys. We got 100 people in the building. Like I said, this is the third time I said it. I was expecting to have 2 to 5 people in here if I'm lucky. For so long, I was streaming on Twitch a while ago, though, years ago. And I would see that 0 or that 1 from somebody, you know, that I knew, right? So this is like shocking to me to see 105 people in the building, y'all. Let's get into this last video. We got Joe Rogan. They don't want to do anything about the Epstein client list, and they don't, right? Nothing. Let's get into it.
Do anything about the Epstein client list, and they don't want to do anything about whatever the fuck Hunter Biden was
Food's
doing
expensive
with Russia and Ukraine.
You know, I've noticed food, it was crazy. It's not, I mean, I try to do a ketogenic, you know, type of lifestyle. So steaks are expensive. Those days of, you know, $3-4 ribeyes, New Yorks, you know, I used to come across those all the time at my store. Those days are gone. Now they're, you know, $10 for one. They're all thin sliced. I noticed all the steaks now are thin sliced. They're not, you know, the regular cuts. But I work around it, right? I don't get good steaks. Like I'll get a sirloin. I'll get what's on sale. Like where I live, they have a lot of carne asada, so that's always on sale. You know, $3.99 a pound. So I eat a lot of carne asada. Chicken thighs are always cheap. I eat a lot of chicken thighs. Baby back ribs go on sale a lot. So whenever they're on sale, I just stock up on stuff. Oh, the stores are empty out there. See, it's not like that out here. It was for a little while, you know, more in the pandemic time, but $1.70. Is that cheap? $1.70? What is that American? Um, gas out here where I'm at is $2.96. I think I just put gas today. I think it was $2.96. Oh, rent. Yeah, I can't imagine rent. Groceries are super and government is just as corrupt. Yeah, I noticed fruits. Fruits are expensive now. Vegetables, you still get those 2 for $1 cucumbers, stuff like that, but yeah, that's why I've said that in my past videos about the butcher. You know, a pound of ground beef already packaged will be like, you know, $6, $7, depending on the leanness of the meat. But if you go to the butcher, it's like half that when they pack it themselves. And another thing, another little hint for you guys, or a tip, I should say, is see, gas is going down. Well, Arizona is kind of expensive. That's why I had to get out of Arizona. My rent in Arizona, I was paying 1,800 a month for a 1 bedroom. Not 18. I think I was at like 1650. 1650 for a 1 bedroom, 700 square foot apartment, 1 bed, 1 bath. Holly, welcome, Holly. You caught it. We got one more good video. We're probably going to be on for another 25, 30 minutes. Been on for a good hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, like I'm cheap with the meat, man. I'm just cheap naturally. I'm just cheap. That's just me, right? I'll pay for the dates and all that, and we'll go out to eat. But when it comes to myself, I'm very cheap. I don't spend money on myself, but with meat, I just honestly just get what's on sale. You know, but if it's a Friday, Saturday night, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself to a New York or a ribeye or something like that. Or if I have somebody over and I'm cooking a steak or something, I won't get cheap steak. I'll get some good steak, but with myself, I'm good with the sirloin. You know what I mean? I don't need nothing good. But I did get some chicken breast. It was $1 a pound. I stocked up on that chicken breast because it was $1 a pound. Can't beat that. Yeah, chicken's usually cheap. Frugal, that's the word. Yeah. I know. $1.80. Yeah, when I left Arizona, it was up there in like $4. That's what gas was. Now it's down in the $3 range. But Damn, under $1 million, huh? See, I moved out. I moved out. I moved out. I couldn't afford to live in Arizona. I didn't want to stay in that one bedroom. That's the real reason I moved out of state. And to, you know, get a fresh start. Felt stuck. One thing I could recommend if you've been in your hometown forever and, you know, you don't have nothing holding you back. I don't have nothing holding me back. I don't got no woman. I don't got no kids. I didn't have nothing holding me back. So I said, I'm gonna go start over. I'm gonna go start fresh and 100% recommend it to somebody. Even if you just go rent for a year, try it, you know, rent an apartment or something. It's one of my biggest, like I'll never go back to my hometown, live back in my hometown. Maybe when I'm older, right? I'll go back home or something, but my overall dream is to have some land, kind of off grid, but not too crazy off grid, maybe like 20, 30 minutes from society, from a nice grocery store, restaurant, and all that. Sounds like a dream, but they're out there. They are out there. All right, let's get into this video.
Yeah,
in
Ukraine.
China.
Yeah.
What were you doing, bro?
They're selective about what
were
they
you
can
doing
take.
over there?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, why does everybody have millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Where all that
too
come
loud.
from?
Yeah. Why are you on the board of a major energy company and you're a crackhead?
Why did
Is it to curry favor with the vice president?
Why did Joe Biden get $1 million a year job teaching at UPenn?
Yeah.
That was funded by a Chinese grant.
Yeah. He also,
or I shouldn't say it's funded by a Chinese grant. It happened right after China gave him a bunch of money.
Denver,
This
okay.
fucking dude doesn't even have to show there. He's telling everybody he's teaching there.
Yeah. And he also plagiarized, got caught, and there's no consequences.
Dude, we had Joe Biden night at Stitch's Comedy Club in Boston. In 1988, when he was running for president, he got busted. I think it was Robert Kennedy's speech and someone else's speech. He used like big chunks of people's stuff, and he got busted pre-internet.
Yeah.
And it was so egregious and so bad that we did Joe Biden night at the Stitch's Comedy Club, where like you would go up and do my act, and I would go up and do your act. We would just go up and do acts of our friends. If you could just, you know, Fitzsimmons and I used to go and watch it. It was hilarious.
Yeah. There's no consequences.
There's no consequences.
No consequences.
It's not just no consequences, but there's so many videos of him. People keep wanting to talk about Trump lying and, you know, Trump being a bully. And it's like, I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not a crazy individual, a bombastic individual, but why are you ignoring the other guy's lies?
Right.
Because if you care about truth, we should be going, shit, look at this mess. That's what we should be doing.
It's the same reason why those people won't say that Trump did anything good. He did do some good things when he was in office. He was right about some things, and he did do some things that were effective. But they'll never admit it because it's all team ball.
The guy who was the head of Google, how do you say his name? Chamath? I don't want to fuck his name up. Brilliant guy. But his take on it was Trump was the wrong guy with the right strategies, wrong guy with the right message, wrong guy socially, politically, lightning rod for the wrong kind of people, the right guy in terms of, it seems like those policies were more effective. There's just so many things that are fucking weird right now.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point, yeah.
Well, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant guy, and you have to be brilliant to be someone who was at Google, which is an incredibly left-wing organization, like heavy, like most super genius tech people are very like left-wing. And then to look at that in a nuanced way and to be able to step outside of the ideology and say that, because that's the truth. That is the truth.
Yeah.
He was early exec at Facebook, not Google.
I'm sorry, Facebook. And that, again, same kind of thing.
Yeah, same thing, yeah.
Yeah, super genius tech guy. But the way he describes, see if you can find him saying it. Because the way he describes it, you're like, thank God he's saying that and not a moron.
Yeah.
You know, because what he's describing is the actual points, and he's making very good points about it.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I mean, we're less dependent on foreign oil. I mean, he was right about the border. Look at the border now.
The border now seems to be on purpose. It seems to be on purpose. It seems to be like there's some sort of a strategy to either flood the country. Tim Dillon thinks it's cheap labor for construction. He's like,
That's got to be true.
It's got to be
Yeah.
a factor. It's got to be a factor. Cheap labor is probably a factor.
And then another factor is this push to have them be able to vote. You know,
leaning more towards that.
It's a weird one. Like they're doing that in New York City. They're pushing to give illegals the right to vote. But then the wildest thing that Texas is doing is just shipping all the people that show up, because these states want sanctuary cities. Like, yeah, because you're not on the border. Okay, we'll just ship them to you.
Yeah.
So Texas is just shipping busloads of illegal immigrants to New York. Like, this is your mess.
It's the perfect example of the difference between theory and reality. It's like everyone up there is in theory, oh, love everybody, everyone's great. There's no such thing as an illegal. And then when it becomes your problem, and that's why Texas is doing it, they're going, okay, now you're going to deal with what we're dealing with. So you're going to feel what it's like. And now you guys got to pay for it. And you have to figure out what to do. And
change your policies.
Yeah. So it has, there's a lot of people in the left and the center that are going just like, make it go away. They're just going, I don't know, just throw them in the water. Just make it go away, but don't tell anyone I told you.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's it.
Check. We're talking about Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's in 2 minutes. Let me restart.
Hillary Clinton. I voted for Joe Biden, but this is the honest assessment. The guy did, for the things that he was supposed to do, a good job. And for where every other president found a way to, frankly, make our situation a little bit worse, specifically around wars, he did not do that. And that is a huge accomplishment that I think needs to be acknowledged. As a Democrat who has been left homeless, who is now definitely in the center, but probably
the American song
increasingly
playing.
right, I'm left yet again with
People
an
are funny,
appreciation,
man. They cracked me up on the internet.
despite the messenger of the message of the Trump administration, because what those guys did.
This music goes perfect with what he's saying. It makes his words sound 10 times better. That's brilliant. Tell his next guest that they have to eat spiders for a crack. 20 grand, might as well. It ain't nothing for him, huh? My grandma lives in Delaware. She hated him. Yeah, I like Rogan because you can tell he leans more to the right, but he'll still call him out on everything. That's what I like. Lesser of two evils, only down here. You're fine. For every election you don't vote on. Oh, really? You get fined for that? Oh. They're gonna come get you. Yeah, they say those are the elections to really focus on is your local, right? Your local elections. That's where you make a difference, like with the mayor and all that. What up, Ryan? World War III. I mean, not a Civil War. I don't know. I think I don't know. I mean, it's possible. Look how divided we are. Look how divided the country is over here. It hasn't got to the point with like big riots or anything. I'm sure that's going to happen before overall civil war. Like right now, it's just arguments, like debates, like people at colleges arguing, debating each other, yelling, "You're wrong, I'm right." It hasn't been like at colleges, like brawls popping up all over the country, right? Once that starts happening, it's probably evident, but that'd be creepy, a civil war though. The movie's coming out. You guys seen that Civil War trailer? I think it's coming out. Is it the spring or is it July? Like around 4th of July. I think it's the spring. It's coming out next month. I'm gonna check it out. I'm a sucker for those type of movies, like end of the world movies, those type of Civil War, Lost in the Woods, being stalked. I love those type of movies. Yeah, they are making us used to seeing aliens. I said that too before. Like, imagine all this stuff that's happening now, and it was like 1990, 1980s when we didn't have breaking news every day. Like, a lot of people would be freaked out. Now they're talking about aliens on TV, and we changed the channel, right? Who cares?
Was pretty incredible in hindsight. These Abraham Accords, the Accords with Israel and the GCC, the almost
spring
accord between Israel and Saudi, to really be able to like find
music cracks me up.
long-lasting peace is just a real example for the world. And those guys did a lot of really good work. And
it's a miracle, actually, when you look at it. What they did, despite the fact, listen.
What was your sleep paralysis story? Let me know down there. I love some ghost stories.
I'm no fan of Trump, and I am too homeless.
But this is where,
it's a
but can I say
party,
this?
But if you
But
want to
this is-
objectively look at what they did, it was good work. It was
you
great
have
work.
to. You have to. And in fact, this is a moment where you have to start to re-underwrite, like, is one's Trump derangement syndrome causing more damage than anything that Trump could have actually done? And I think the answer is yes, because like it's now causing us to not see that good work and then embrace and extend it. So much of the work that happened in that administration turns out to have been right. And that's what's so frustrating for me. The work on the border wall. We didn't like the messenger, so we killed the message. Turned out it was right. Issuing long-term debt to refinance when rates were at zero. We didn't like the messenger, so we killed the message. A structural peace in the Middle East. We didn't like the messenger, so we killed the message. When are we going to stop shooting ourselves in the foot? And when are we going to actually see and take the time to look past who is saying things and actually listen to them word for word?
Boom.
So
That's what's
good.
up.
Well, that's why he's going to win this election if they let him run. He's going to win. Well, I think the abortion thing really shot the Republicans in the foot.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women are not happy about that, whether they publicly say it or not.
I think it's a gamble. It's like what percentage of people are pro and what percentage of people are against, and how many of the people that are actually going to vote, the real hardcore,
right?
Red till I'm dead. How many of those people are pro-life?
There we go, y'all. We're coming up to the end of the stream. We are coming up to the end of the stream. It has been a great night with you guys. I appreciate everybody. We're going to put a little music on, chit-chat with you guys for a little bit. My favorite little non-copyrighted song. Got to lower this down. I know. Oh, no, it's good. Go through some chat. See, I guess it was sleep paralysis, right? When I was younger, I used to, we lived in it wasn't too bad of an area, but it wasn't the nicest area, right? Older house. And when I was little, I was probably 7, 8 years old. I used to feel like I used to sleep on my stomach with my head in the pillow. I didn't know it at the time, but when I was older, I think about it, and it was like someone was holding my head in the pillow and I couldn't breathe. And I would be like trying to wake up, like telling myself to wake up, because I was awake, but I was asleep. But I wouldn't wake up scared. But ever since I moved out of that house, right? We moved out of there, moved to a different house. I never had that problem again, but that's a little bit of sleep paralysis, I guess. Yeah. Let's go through these comments one more time. Yeah, I think we could band together. But you know what's creepy? I don't even think, God forbid, but I was alive when 9/11 happened, right? I was young, but I remember how everyone came together, flags on all the cars. Like, God forbid something like that happened. I don't even think that would bring us together. Like, are we ever going to be able to come together again? Or is this the end of America as we used to know it? Like, it just goes downhill, right? The falling of Rome is falling of an empire. I don't know. Fire away. Oh yeah, that's creepy, man. How long ago was that? Was that recent? Or I've heard some stories. I used to work for LabCorp and I was a courier, and I was afloat. So that means when someone calls out, I got to cover their route. So I had to drive with all the drivers to learn their route. And, we'd always get into the ghost talk, and I've heard some crazy stories. I haven't really had no crazy stories, but I've heard some crazy stories. Illusion affect our vibration. It is. Got to keep that positive mindset. All you can do is control your household and hold that door open for people. Make other people's day. That's what I try to do every day. I try to have the goal Let's make somebody's day. Let's make somebody laugh, right? The greeter at Walmart hates doing that. Crack a joke at them, right? They love it. Following their daughter. Ooh, that's scary with kids. You got some stories, Siv. Appreciate you, Michelangelo. Real like minds can change other minds. I like it. My fellow Segovians. We'll hopefully catch you on the next live. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, y'all. That was fun, K-Fam. Appreciate you guys. We got up to about 110, 115. We're staying at that 89. Can't ask for no more than that, man. I appreciate all you guys. Video coming up tomorrow. We got all your ideas. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start posting posts to get some ideas of some videos to look up, because honestly I have trouble on TikTok finding good content. So I'm gonna start putting some, not polls, but putting some questions up. Leave some comments. Let me know what you guys want me to look up, and we'll start going live. We'll probably start going live. Let's start 2 days a week, right? Let's start 2 days a week. It might be more, y'all. I had fun. It was a hell of an outcome. I loved it. So we'll be going live a lot more. Of course, video uploads 4 days a week. Appreciate